friends, welcome back. It is time to set up our budget for the month of May. So I am going to flip open to May, and this is where I've been putting my May budget, and I like it right here. And just as a word of warning, my house is loud. It's always loud these days, like many of you can relate to, so it's just gonna be loud because everyone is always here. This is what I chose for May. I just really liked the succulents, I liked the muted colors, and I'm ready to grow some stuff. So this is the May budget. Then we have debt snowball, sinking funds, weekly checkup, and then I just really liked this as well. Transaction log, variable income. Here is washi sheet A, washi sheet B, and then I did something different. This is just all thin washi in the various patterns and shades. So we're gonna be doing May budget. Let's get it started. I think Jason and Jericho are playing video games right now. So if it is extra loud, that is why. And our May budget looks quite a bit different than our April budget. Jason is taking a bit of a pay cut, which we are supportive of. He is a minister at our church, and you know, a church is run like a business as well. And so we're supportive of that because you have to have money to pay your employees. So anyway, just like a lot of businesses, you know, the church is cutting back in areas and it's fine. So we have, well, let's see. I do not anticipate any extra income, but I do always like to leave a spot for it, especially this month. Hopefully it's a short-term thing, but you never know. Because who could have predicted that we would be in the spot that we're in right now? I know I never certainly dreamed that it would happen. All right, so I will wait and put my totals in at the bottom. Let's zoom in here. Okay. I'm going to use my purple Pilot Friction erasable pen. I really like to have erasable, and I really don't like writing in pencil. So, now, one of the nice things about living off of less than you make, anyway, sorry about that. Okay, I think I was saying one of the nice things about living off of less than you make is when a pay cut happens or something like that, then you can just absorb it in your regular budget without having to dip into savings or, you know, our emergency fund, that's what that's for, but we would rather leave that for like an extended, you know, if Jason lost his job or an extended illness or something like that. So our budget looks quite a bit different because the way that we've absorbed that pay cut is to do, so we're still contributing to our sinking funds if it's attached to a bill. If it's not attached to a bill, if it's just for like future savings, we have halted all of that, and that took care of the pay cut for us. So, you know what? Let's draw the lines because I always do this, and then I don't write where I'm supposed to. So let's do that real quick, get that over with. Hope everyone is still doing well. this, I'm not gonna lie, has been really mentally tough. And it, you know, there's all kinds of factors that go into why this is mentally tough. And it can be both. I am extremely grateful for my house. I'm extremely grateful for my safety. I'm extremely grateful for a lot of stuff, and I'm really discouraged about a lot of stuff, and I'm really sad about a lot of stuff, and that's okay. So it's just kind of like a roller coaster of emotions, and it's all right. So the first thing up is our tithe, which I hate my handwriting. I don't know if you guys like your handwriting or not, but I've always hated my handwriting. So when you make less, your tithe goes down because it's a percentage. That's just the way that it is. So this number has changed a little bit. Then we have our investment, which we have been able to still contribute to all of our investments. So it's important. We didn't want to stop those. And then our auto transfer, this is one that we're not contributing to this month because that goes right into our new car fund savings. And so obviously we're not gonna be, you know, putting any money into that this month. We have our mortgage, which we also did not take advantage of like skipping a payment or whatever. We probably would have if we needed to, but we didn't need to, so we're still paying that. We have our phone bill, which this should be changing within the next month or two because our phones will be paid off. We just always do the, you know, you pay a little bit each month for your phone type of thing. And I always forget this. Our investment comes out the second paycheck. Auto transfer is normally the 15th and the 30th, but nothing's coming out. Our mortgage is the first paycheck, and our phones are the first paycheck. And if you wonder why I do that, that's just so that we make sure we have enough money in the checkbook to cover when these bills are coming out. So it's just a good way to make sure that the money is in there, you know, because obviously our mortgage is our biggest payment. And so if all of our bills came out on the first, then we would, you know, we would have troubles. At this point, we have enough in our sinking funds, you know, that we don't really have to worry about it. But when you're just starting out sinking funds, that can be a big issue. So we have Spectrum, which is our cable and internet, and that is second paycheck. 134, and this is going to be going up. This is still our special introductory year or whatever. I don't know exactly when that's going to be going up, but it is going to be going up. I do know that. Consumers is our electricity, and that comes out the first. This one is definitely a guess until that bill posts. But I'm assuming we're going to be heading into air conditioning season, and we have in-ground sprinkling, you know, which takes quite a bit of electricity. So I kind of upped that one from last month, but still just a guess. But I don't know if the weather's going to cooperate. Right now it feels like we're never going to get into air conditioning season. So maybe we'll continue to pay our natural gas bill forever because we'll have the heat on forever. I don't know. That comes out the second paycheck. And again, this is just an estimate. It probably won't even be this high unless we continue to run the heat every day for the next month, because we ran the heat every day in April. So, you know. All right. Then we have our car gas, our auto gas. And this one normally is $450 a month. But we're not going anywhere, and we let that build up. So right now we have like $350 in that fund, which is kind of nice. Now we're quite a bit ahead, but instead of $450, I'm gonna put $250. Our stay-at-home order got extended to the 15th, But I'm just planning, like, Jason's gonna go back to work, you know, the second half of the month. And so that's kind of just how I adjusted that. We still probably won't even use near that, but just better to be prepared. Food is still $600. I struggle to keep it to $600, but we do eat very well at $600, so that's kind of our sweet spot. I like that for sure. All right, miscellaneous. Now, what I did with some of that extra gas money is I put it in miscellaneous because Jericho's birthday is coming up, and so I figured we would just sort of do that, and trying to eat out a little bit, you know, takeout and stuff to help our little small restaurants in town here. So I kind of beefed up that one. Then we have piano lessons, which Jericho is still able to take his piano lessons virtually, which is really cool. Hopefully the second half of the month he'll be able to actually go back to piano lessons. That would be nice. And then we have Netflix. All right, this is the first. Netflix is the second. Okay, then we still have our Compassion Child, which that comes out the second. It just astounds me that $38 can do so many wonderful things for a child that's overseas. I mean, $38 is like nothing. So it still always amazes me what that little bit of money can do in a child's life who lives overseas. We have my little graphics subscription. That comes out the second. And I think the rest are sinking funds. Yep. All right, so now we can set up our totals. And I do have, you know, space to add stuff or whatever, but this is pretty much what it is every single month. The categories, at least, those don't really change. And then I will put Jason's salary up here. All right, so quickly, the next thing I'm going to set up, what did I do last month? You would think I would have this down by now. Okay, so I did the weekly check-in. So, weekly check-in, this must be sinking funds. So I'm going to quickly do the variable income and the transaction log. Those are the two that I use on this page. So first comes the variable income. This is all of the extra money that I make that we don't include in our regular budget. So like my Plexus money, any money that I get from Etsy. Sometimes I do shipped shopping. Although we have been quarantined, I totally would if we needed the money. But we do not need the money, so we have been staying home. Let's see here. I usually do like 1, 2, 3. Whoa. All right, there's that. Then, since that's just a really short little amount, I started putting my transaction log right here, which works out nicely I need more room on the transaction log. And I use the transaction log basically for business transactions. It's like our separate checking account. And so I kind of use this like a check register. And that way I can keep track of, you know, the different sinking funds we have in there. And it just works out a lot better to keep it separate like that for me. Okay, so now we get to draw the lines again. And then you'll see what I do on the other side to continue it. And I might actually switch this up, this little strip right here, because I'm kind of using it differently. But we shall see. All right, now I need to find, which one do I want to use? Maybe I'll just keep it the same. So I'm going to use washi strip B. I am going to... All right, so I'm going to pretend like I have this strip here. And I am just going to make the lines the same size, and that way I'll just continue right on. So I will put the date in this column, which I don't know why this pen is leaking. It's being dumb. I will put what category it is. I will put the amount right here. And then this one is what fund it what fund it comes from, which is why I might change that. So there is my variable income and my transaction log. Weekly checkup and sinking funds will go here, but that's a separate video. And then sometimes I put like what bills are due. I don't know if I did that in April or not. Oh yeah, which I do that sometimes, just to have a visual of when stuff's due. So I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. But then I will be all set up for May. So keep a lookout for the sinking funds video. And I hope you enjoyed this. We will see you in the next one. Bye.